that one time in the year where it's okay to consume marijuana in public. Beta, let's have some bhang. Beta, you want some bhang? Beta? Yes, bhang is the same thing as weed or cannabis or ganja or marijuana. So those adults who are sharing that bottle of bhang are doing the same thing as those college students who are smoking that joint together. This is the dependence to damage scale. The horizontal axis represents how much harm a substance can cause to your body. The vertical axis represents how addicted your body gets to that particular substance. So when you take a closer look at the scale, on the bottom left-hand corner, we have weed or bhang. When you move a little bit towards the right, at around the same level, we have caffeine or coffee. So this means caffeine actually does more harm to your body, but is as addictive as weed. Now, when you move towards the top right, we have tobacco and alcohol. And when you move farthest to the top right-hand corner, we have heroin and cocaine. So essentially, things at the bottom left are safer and better for the human body. And as you move towards the top right, things keep getting worse. So science tells us that according to the dependence versus damage scale, weed isn't as harmful as alcohol, tobacco, or even coffee. But because marijuana is grouped in the same category as heroin or cocaine, when you say the word weed, people automatically assume it's a harmful drug without knowing the science about it. Now, I just want to make one thing clear. I do not use marijuana, but neither do I condone it, nor do I promote the use. If you Google the good and bad effects of weed, you'll find very biased articles on both sides. The bad articles will tell you that weed is the worst substance in the world, and the good articles will tell you that weed is God sent. There's no neutral perspective, and that's exactly what I'm trying to bring you through today's Beer Biceps video. The first negative effect of weed is that if you're under the age of 18, research says that it does definitely affect the long-term development of your brain. That's also where this whole weed kills your brain cells myth comes from. That doesn't really apply to adults, but if you're under the age of 18, you should say no to that glass of bhang. The second negative aspect of marijuana is that it is an addictive substance. Even from the dependence versus harm scale, we know that it's as addictive as something like coffee. Now, marijuana isn't a physiologically addictive substance. Your body doesn't crave weed once you've not done it in a while. But it is psychologically addictive. Most people like to use weed recreationally. It starts off as that, but then people start enjoying the feeling of being high. The added bonus with marijuana use is that it isn't as harmful as something like alcohol, which harms your body. Marijuana use doesn't cause that much harm, and that's why a lot of youngsters are embracing something like marijuana. But that's also the biggest problem related to weed. When your happiness is dependent on an external substance, it's always a wrong situation to be in. The third negative aspect of weed is that it's known to affect your hormone levels. In guys, it's known to decrease your testosterone by about 5%, and in women, it's known to increase it a little bit. But the good news is that 24 hours after marijuana use, your hormone levels are back to normal. And when you compare it to something like alcohol, which affects your testosterone levels by 7% from a period of 24 to 48 hours, weed isn't all that bad. And the final negative aspect of cannabis use is that it definitely harms your lungs if you're someone who smokes cannabis. Any kind of smoke is bad for your body, and it's not meant to be inside your lungs. A lot of cannabis users will mix something like tobacco with their joints, and I don't even need to get started on the bad effects of tobacco. Ground rule, any kind of smoke is bad for you. And now moving on to that part of the subject which isn't spoken about much in Indian society, the good effects of bhang or cannabis. Good effect number one is that weed is nature's biggest stress reliever. You know how you have your digestive system or your respiratory system in your body? You've also got a system called the endocannabinoid system in your brain. It's a bunch of receptors and molecules, and when they combine, it releases feel-good hormones. You know, when you go and exercise, how you feel good after the exercise? That feel-good effect happens because of your endocannabinoid system. Now, THC, the active compound in weed, also combines with those cannabinoid receptors in your brain and makes you feel less anxious and just busts your stress in general. Bhang or cannabis is used to treat PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's used to help people cope with their depression. When you compare it to the most commonly used recreational substance in the world, that's alcohol, cannabis is causing a lot less damage to your body. If you want to die from cannabis, you need to consume 680 kilograms of cannabis in a span of 15 minutes. No one in the history of mankind has overdosed from this particular substance. The second good effect of bhang is that it's got CBD or cannabidiol. When you consume any form of marijuana, you're consuming THC, which is the active compound responsible for giving you that kick. and you're also consuming CBD, which is one of nature's biggest painkillers. UFC athletes Nick and Nate Diaz are actually known to use CBD after their fights in order to deal with the pain. The athletes are known to pick cannabis or bhang over lab-made painkillers because the latter are known to affect the functioning of your kidneys and the functioning of your body. They pick going the natural way instead. Now, pain relief is just one of the medical benefits of using something like bhang. All over the world, but especially in the US and in Canada, medical marijuana is on the rise. People are using medical marijuana to treat everything from glaucoma to nausea to eating disorders to even helping people deal with cancer, deal with the negative effects of chemotherapy. And in the modern day, isobutane hash oil, a cannabis derivative, is even being used to treat cancer in children. The world is actually adopting bhang as a form of alternative medicine, something that Indian Ayurveda has always known. Yes, bhang finds a place in Ayurveda and even in medical science, and it's got all these good benefits. From a recreational point of view and from a health aspect, bhang is a great option when compared to something like alcohol. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that it's still happiness. So if you want to go out there on Holi and enjoy yourself a glass of bhang, go ahead. Once in a while, it's alright.